Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Aries EDC. We are back in the shop trying to get these done. So I have these last 4 blades for November that I am on the final push to get completed. The petal, the cardinal, and the bloom harpoon got the handles done. They look pretty amazing. So these are on the finish line. They all need sheaths. They all need to be sharpened. They all need a lanyard and their custom bead. So I have all that stuff to do for them. Plus, over here on the gargoyle, the scales have now been glued up. I just pulled them off. If you came to that live stream, I glued these scales up onto the live stream. And so far, looks pretty good. I need to obviously get them all cleaned up, the tape off, because the tape did get stuck on there, but that's not a big deal. I need to, let's see, take this to the grinder, get it all cleaned up, get it all thinned out, get it all evened up, and then we could start talking about getting this knife to the same point of these. This one was a lot more work, so I wanted to take my time. This mammoth molar is something I want to take my time on. So I'm trying to get these 3 done and out the door, and I'm going to start working on these in the meantime because I have to press all of these. And of course, pressing the sheaths takes some time, so I might be bouncing back and forth getting all of this done. But we're going to make it work, and I'm going to get it all done hopefully very, very soon. And hopefully the owners of all these are going to be very happy with how they are turning out. I definitely am pretty happy with these 3 so far. They've all turned out really well, but it's time to get the sheaths done. This one is getting a black. This is getting black. And this is getting that cool texturing one from the Kydex. I forgot the name of it. I really should write all this stuff down, but I'm really bad. So that cardinal is getting that one. I've shared it. Just go watch it, my other videos, but it's time to get to work. All right, guys. I haven't been able to get as much done as I would like after yesterday, but I got all 3 of the sheaths pressed, which is pretty cool. So that's like the most time. So now I'm just gonna go finish these up. I need to get these done. I need to get the beads made. I need to get them sharpened, and I'm gonna get all 3 of these completely buttoned up and done. And then once these are all done, all my attention is gonna be on this. So I'll be able to take my time and focus 100% on this one, which I definitely will need. Really excited about how that's going to end up looking. It's going to be pretty awesome. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to go start these sheaths. Hopefully they all do well. This one was fun. Oh my goodness. This one is going to be set up as a neck carry. So this one is going to be like a neck knife. So I have to drill all the holes and get all that done. So we're going to do some extra holes up here because he wants to be able to carry it around his neck. Hopefully I got good retention. This is pretty fun because the inside is going to be all white and the edges are going to be all white. So that'll be a pretty cool look against that knife. So it's going to be pretty awesome. So let's get started. All right, there they are. They're all done. Looking good. I need to do the little finger swoosh, the finger ramp on all of them, but they all came out really, really well. So This one is set up for a neck knife, so I put the extra 2 here because he had recommended that he wanted to do a neck knife. So I put a couple little holes, little extra space up here at the top, so it can be carried belt or on the neck, which is completely what that person wanted. It was mentioned that you guys kind of want to see a step-by-step process on all of this, and I have shared what I do with my sheaths before, but just some kind of tools for you to put it into perspective. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time for the sun, but the sun is coming in to the garage and it feels really good because it's a little chilly outside. But I'm going to share some of the tools that I use to shape these. I'm looking at the press. I have this press. It's just a little press that I got, and I use it specifically set up so that I could put the eyelets into the sheaths. And I do 1/4 inch eyelets. I forgot the exact size of them, but I use these, the painted ones. The only negative thing with that is that paint eventually will rub off and leave just the brass fitting. But I have this press, and it's here just for that. And I've actually found other uses for this when I had to, but that works really great. For the holes, and let me get all this Kydex off the Kydex. I use a 1/4 inch chisel, a chisel bit for that. So you can see that's the kind of tip that I use. It's a chisel tip, 1/4 inch chisel tip for the holes. That Kydex is pretty soft, so it doesn't take a lot to go crazy. I use my Dremel tool with like 220 to 400 with the drum on it. Obviously, I'm cutting on my band saw, and I'm using just a 1x30 to shape it with a 220 grit belt. And it's all done by hand. The biggest thing is getting the shape, and I use just a little file. I guess, I don't know, you want to call it a chainsaw file or whatever. It's just a little file that I use. It helps me get in, gets where the blade slips into the sheath, this part in here. It gets me to shape all that out because it's kind of difficult to get in there. But once I get the Dremel done, then I just use that to kind of clean everything up so that everything is a nice tight finish. So that's kind of the process on those. I'm going to go do the finger ramps on these, and these will be ready for the next step. Actually, what the next step is I have all this material. Hold on. Don't drop it, Scott. Don't drop it. Okay. I have all this material set up, ready for the beads. I need to cut all this out, and it's going to be 2 of this and 1, so it's going to be a pretty thick bead. I have this material. I hope this person is okay. I'm just going to do it, and I have this resin material, which was really, really nice, and I think it's going to match that material really well. So I'm just going to make a bead, see what they think. And then I wish I had yellow G10 that matches this, but I don't. So I'm just going to do a blue G10 liner, and that's going to be the separation of that bead too. So that material is not that thick, but I got to make a bead out of that. So I got to cut all this material, glue it all up, and then I can shape it to make the beads for all these. But next step is these ramps, and then I can work on the beads maybe later or another day. I don't know. We'll see. Well, all right. How cool is that? That Kydex is pretty cool. So I got the thumb ramp here. Nice. Put that in. Clips in nice. It's not going anywhere. It's not falling out. Slightest. I'm sorry, Kydex.
it's really hard to get absolutely zero rattle, but my knives are not coming out. That's my biggest concern. They're not coming out of there, which is my biggest concern. I want them comfortable and easy to get in and out, but they're not going to fall out, and it's not going to be a safety thing. Even this one that should be a neck knife, that thing is not coming out, but it's easy to take out, easy to put back in, clips in nice. So all of them are good. Got the little thumb ramp on all of them, and they all turned out really, really well. I got the loops on them, got them all set up. Wow, I can't believe I got all that done this morning in about an hour and a half. So I got that done. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, I should probably show you guys, since I'm showing everything, I'm going to show you guys my press here as well. Let me take this off of this. So my press basically is just, it's just plywood and some 2x3 that I had laying around. I lined it all up to make it work. It opens. I have this thermofoam sheets that I bought off of Amazon. And, you know, look, you guys have seen it. I put everything in here and I press it down with my clamps. I put this piece of steel here. It's just an extra piece of steel I had laying around because when I used the C-clamp, it kind of started digging into the wood. So I just put the steel to make it a little bit more durable, and, you know, it just squeezes in. And after a while, I have to replace these thermofoam sheets because they start to get, as you can see the marks where I've pressed a bunch of stuff before. So, oh my gosh, that kind of makes marks in there. And then like some of my older stuff, you can see here, you know, it starts to get really worn. So you just replace it and move on. And, you know, Kydex is a giant rabbit hole of materials. There's so many different colors and patterns and everything. It's just like handle material. But since I'm showing you all my tools, I might as well show you the press as well. So there's my press, but those are the knives. So I'm thinking, let me put this back on here so I can have my hands free. So I think we're going to do black lanyards for these two. And I need to get with this person and see what we wanted. Really didn't discuss a lanyard. I could do black, but I also have this blue that matches perfectly with that, with the bead. I think that will be really cool. But these two are definitely going to get the black with the bead. I think all of that's going to tie it together really nicely. So let me get some pictures, send it off to these guys, let them know I am making progress, get them a little excited, and see if this person wants the blue or the black paracord. I would go blue, but well, that's completely up to him. All right, guys, just like that, we are getting the beads glued up. So I cut them up, shaped them, and I got them in my little contraption that I came up with. Hopefully that glues up nicely, and they'll be pretty big. That's going to be a pretty big bead. That material's thick, so, and that one's going to be a pretty cool bead as well. And the person that I spoke to was cool with me doing this. So this one, that's pretty thick material. Focus, come on. It's pretty thick material, so that's going to be pretty cool. So this was leftover resin that I did on the MagnaCut Stigma. I made a MagnaCut Stigma a while ago. It's been several months, and this is kind of just a little chunk of that material, so it's going to be pretty cool, kind of that nice turquoise kind of look, and it's going to look good with that material, and he okayed it. So let's go make a bead. All right, guys, I know it looks silly, but my little trick works. Everything's nicely glued up, So now I just got to take this to the grinder and get it all smoothed out. So just to break down this a little bit, I drilled a hole into the product. I glue it all together. I put it on that bolt because it lines, especially if I'm doing a multi-piece construction on this, it lines it all up really well. And then if it's just a single piece, I just have to drill the hole. And what I do is I take them over here and I have all these different size drums for the Dremel. And I use the smallest one, and that fits into there. I expand that so it gets it nice and tight, and basically I'm turning my Dremel into a lathe. And I can take that to the grinder, it spins, and it gets everything nice and even. And then I'll clamp it into the vise, and I use sandpaper to do all the very fine refining and shaping and everything else. So basically I'll clamp the Dremel into here. You'll see, hopefully I'll be able to time lapse a little bit, and I'll round all this up. Actually, I round it on the grinder. So I'll take the Dremel, put it on here, get it all nice and ground down and straight. Then I bolt the grinder into here, and that's where I get all of the rest of the shaping and getting everything nice and even. And then I go over to the polishing wheel and I polish it up real nice on the Dremel over there. So basically it's a lathe that I can walk around and do everything with. So that's kind of what I do. Let's go get dirty. All right, guys, well, there it is. 3 beads. Got that one. Focus. Looks pretty good. Don't mind my dirty hands. The Kieranite one. That came out pretty awesome. And I think this one is gonna match this handle material really well. So, as you can see, I have, don't roll away, it's gonna roll away. All right, I have this one in the TS Prof, gonna start sharpening it. I already did the other 2, so I need to sharpen this one, and then we can button all of these up and be done with 3 of the blades for November and get this going. So I am excited about getting these done. The beads turned out pretty cool. That one is just ready to jump out of my hand. So that one is gonna look cool with that cardinal. And but let me finish sharpening this one, and then we'll get to putting all of these on those knives. Cool. Well, here they are. Got them all. Got the lanyards on, got the beads on. That came out really good. Got that bead.
I'm glad I went with this because it matched perfectly, but it gives it a little shine like a bead. So that's kind of cool. It does have a little depth in there, so that's nice. I did have some of that material left over, so I could have done a bead in that, but I'd found that and I thought that was cool. And then last but not least, this one came out good as well. So got to get final pictures over to these guys so that I can get that done. I need to fill out their cards so we could do that. Oh, man, this is crazy. I got all 3 of these November builds done, and I'm super, super excited. That leaves the one. That leaves the Mammoth Molar Gargoyle for November. So all of my attention is going to go on that one. Boy. So that's going to be cool. I'll be able to work on just that one, not have to worry about anything else. I'm hoping everything goes well. So these, I got the stickers ready. I need to fill out the cards and make sure all the information is correct. And then I can get started on the other one. So thank you guys very much for holding in there. I know this one was kind of long, but had to get all this work done. And I'm excited about getting onto that next one. But I need to get pictures, send these off to the new owners, see if they're signed off on it and they're good and happy with the final product. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment or not. Again, the choice is yours.